Hypothetical scenario. It hits the fan. Who knows how it happens? I'm a bug out location and my brother is a bug in location. Problem is, his house is 23 miles away. And what if the car's out? My mission is to hike all 23 miles with my freshly put together bug out bag and pretty much zero training. Let's see what lessons I learn along the way. This is the bug out mission. It's 6:07. Gonna get started in about 5 minutes, and yeah, feeling good so far. Probably not gonna film that much in town because I just want to get through town and get on the back roads. Lake 2 started, and I'm officially out of town, and I'm feeling good. Hey, it's 7:30 and I hit my 8,000 steps. .8 miles. Still feeling pretty good. Feet are getting tired. It's cold as shit. I had to glove up. And I need a better backpack.
How you doing? You know where the quickest way to the trail is?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I'm taking a ski slope right now to get to the top of the mountain to get on the Appalachian Trail. And I actually have one of their trail maps in my pocket in case I get lost. Almost at the top. Almost. Balls. Took a breather for a second, drank some water. Now I'm back at it. So in the last test hike, there was a bunch of those treacherous rocks. I found a shortcut. Access road. So I found this access road that links up with the Appalachian Trail, and I can skip over all the bullshit. Bingo. Officially on the Appalachian Trail. And now we know it's going to be 6 miles, so just gonna keep a nice steady pace and hope I don't break a foot on these f***ing rocks. Whew. Honestly, the hardest part about going this late in the season is trying not to sweat because of how cold it is. And if I had done this a week later, I think I would have tapped out already because it really is borderline freezing at certain points, and I'm a sweater. I sweat like crazy. I only got one shirt to change out of. That could be a problem. so cold out here, my is the size of a gherkin. Morale dropped a lot in the last half hour. Now 10:42 and I've gone 12.3 miles. I am a stubborn person. My concern right now is the fact that it is getting colder and I am really worried about the amount of sweat that I have, but I'm still on the Appalachian Trail, so my main focus right now is just get off of the trail. I'll reassess what I want to do when I get to the end of it, but that's where we're at. My left Achilles tendon is getting real sore, but I keep on pushing. Keep on keeping on. These rocks. It's like trying to coax Punxsutawney Phil out of his hole. Come on, break through, son. Get warmer. It's 11:32. Gone 14.4 miles. And I'm starting to feel it now. Definitely dehydrated, even though I'm trying to drink as much water as possible, but lips are all chapped. And man, it's starting to get sore now. Getting closer to 15 miles really starts to tell your body to fuck off. I wasn't prepared for it to be this cold and be sweating this much. On the bright side, past the halfway mark. Game on. Just keep going. See what I mean? It's annoying. It's 12:20. Got to the end of the Appalachian Trail and 16.2 miles. So you can clearly tell why I chose to take the Appalachian Trail. This road all the way down the mountain is basically like this. No cars. That's a good sign. I feel like finally down the mountain. Really hurting. Legs are on fire. I'm feeling so good about this right now. It's 1 o'clock. I've gone 18 miles on the dot. Not so sure about this. I really thought this was doable. I'm just gonna take a breather and see how I feel in a few minutes. Maybe eat a little bit more, possibly put this hoodie back on because I'm freezing now. That's 5 more miles. I'm pissed. There is a part of me that wants to keep pushing forward, but I'm trying to be realistic to my body right now. My vision's vibrating a little bit. Could be concerning. I feel like my footsteps are just getting really sketchy and untrustworthy. Okay. I think I got my answer. My math was off because I just looked at Jared's house and it's saying it's 9.9 miles away still. It's supposed to be only 5 more miles. Yeah. I was contemplating if I had 5 left in me, but 9.9? Alright, I'm tapped. I'm tapping out. I might see you in the studio. I might end it right here. I don't know. So, we're back at the studio. It's been 24 hours. I feel like shit. I just spent the whole night being pissed off that I didn't complete it. But the more I got to sit there and think about it, the more I was realizing, like, the whole point of this was to see if the bug out bag would work in its given situation. And I figured out a lot as I was going. Number one, I need a new bag. That bag on the shoulders is brutal, and I feel like it doesn't carry quite right because 15 pounds should not be hurting me that much after just 3 hours of walking.
Which is something I told you in the very beginning.
You said right away, the bag, and I was like, yeah, but it's just to get it done. Now I see, like, I need an actual hiking bag to be able to support on my back at 15 or more pounds, because now the water comes into play. I had gone out there with 3 bottles of water, then refilled them when I got to that ski resort. I had that 3rd bottle gone before I got to that final part where I gave up, and I was already trying to figure out what gas station I could stop at to grab more water. You know, and that's when I realized I was still 9 miles away.
Did you pass any water sources?
There is a 0.6 mile trail that goes off to a spring. So the only thing is, that would be doing a whole mile out of the way, there and back. When only 2 hours prior, I just refilled at the ski resort. The other thing being was the time of year. I'm not a person that likes cold, okay? I essentially started sweating on my back immediately from the backpack. Now, I would fully sponsor Under Armour in a heartbeat because that Quick Wick technology saved my ass and kept me going for multiple more miles. Because I honestly feel like if I didn't have my gloves on me or the Under Armour, I'd have tapped out by mile 8 because of how cold it was.
Which is another thing that we've kind of learned from that was, you know, we do keep gloves in most of our bags, but
now it needs to be in every bag.
They're a must.
It has to be. All of my clothing kind of needs a revamping. I need to incorporate more Quick Wick technology in my clothes. I need to get smart wool socks. You know, I thought for sure that I was bleeding in my right foot. And when I took the sock off after I got home, it was actually just the fact that it had been soaking wet and stayed that way. It was hurting when I stepped.
And now you got good boots.
The good boots. Now, by the way, I'll throw a picture in there. The Appalachian Trail f***ed those boots up. At the end of the day, this is still a video for YouTube, and I have a job. I was just worried that I was going to end up taking multiple days off of work after this if I did not stop at that point. Otherwise, I probably would have gone until like a marathon runner. My legs just gave out from under me.
Yeah.
But then, you know.
And we canceled filming last night and, you know, all that stuff because
I was shot.
Yeah. So you were out for what?
It's like 8.5 hours. So 8.5 hours, 18 miles. And the other thing I went out there to see was if my body could take that kind of abuse. I now after 24 hours, I'm pretty proud of the 18 miles for essentially going hiking 4 times this year. So I think...
And what, like 2 miles, 6 miles?
3 miles at a time, yeah like most. So this is not the end of the bug out mission. It is at least for the winter season because, again, I don't do cold. But I think there is a lot more research to be done, including the fact that I was off on the mileage. I should have been more in depth. I didn't account for the zigzagging of the ski trail that I used and the zigzagging of the switchbacks coming down the mountain. So I think that is where the extra mileage came from. So I no longer need to be ready for 23. I need to be ready for 30 miles. So my body needs a little bit more conditioning before I can pull this off.
Now, if it happens in the dead of winter, do you have shelter?
I have the hammock.
All right.
But a hammock in winter,
Exactly.
that cold air gets underneath.
Yeah. You know, better clothes for that situation.
I'm going to need a sleeping bag then.
You're gonna
Not
need
just the hammock.
I know you have the way to filter water.
It was only through the life straw. So there was no way to put it into a container. I would have had to stay at the stream and drink from it.
Isn't there a way to do it?
I think you have to buy extra pieces.
Um,
A lot of backwash.
You're right. You gave up on the fact of like knowing that you don't want to, you know, permanently fuck your body up or not have to go to, or not be able to go to work. When, if it was truly a scenario where you needed to get here, you would have got here.
Yeah.
You know. And
I think it was one of those things where it's like, I made it 31 years without wearing a knee brace. Let's not do it for a video.
we need to rethink the whole entire structure of the bag.
Yes.
And contemplate like the fact of having a winter like sack too. Hits the fan in December, you grab your bag and then you clip on the sack that has the extra clothing, you know, XYZ, like
So if it
summer,
was
fall,
the
spring.
summer, you could leave the winter
You could
portion
just leave
behind.
the portion behind. Yeah. Oh, it's 30 degrees out. Clip, clip, and you have like, you know, a thin down jacket, a woolen hat, gloves, like warm gloves, not mechanic gloves, a sleeping bag, you know, that kind of stuff, or at least, you know, a military wool blanket, you know.
Dude, when I got home, I went to jump in the shower. When I took my shirt off, I looked like a drug-addicted Wolverine. I could see every fiber of my arm, my chest, like it was all just like I was shaking still, fucking horrible.
I don't know. It gives us a lot. To
I
think
still
about.
haven't found my dick. It's still in there somewhere. Oh, by the way,
You haven't found it in 31 years. You're gonna find it now.
I just found out about this on a show. Every time I went hiking, I'd have to rush home and have to shit. And I didn't know that the altitude shits are a thing. So I spent the whole morning trying to empty out my stomach. The second I went up the ski trail, it was like, uh-oh.
On the trail.
No, thank God I made it to the top. I ran into the ski resort and shit in their bathroom.
It kind of brought out realizing how novice or how uneducated we are in a lot of scenarios.
But
and
had
how,
we never done this, that bag would have sat in the closet
yeah.
thinking we were done.
and we would have
We're
thought
good.
that, you know, this amount of food was good enough and this, you know, like all these things that like we're kind of testing or seeing is just opening up our eyes to more how green we are to this whole situation. Like,
And we've said before, we never claim to be pros. We're
No.
figuring this out so that you can watch and learn with us.
but I think we thought we were better than where we were at.
I thought I was a mile marathon runner. I thought I could do it.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah. Backpack-wise, let me know about your hiking backpacks.
Well, not hiking. It's got to be smaller, and it's only one mission. It's not like your like daily hiking bag where it has to stay under 5 pounds or whatever.
At
you know?
most, 2 days.
Like we said, we thought we had something figured out, and we were so far novice or so green about it,
But so confident.
and so confident. Like, subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram.
We're gonna be looking forward to all the comments
That bell.
because this is what's gonna prepare for probably the spring mission. You know.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the spring we'll have the bag rebuilt, you know, everything ready to go.
I need like a fucking treadmill or something.
Other than that, guys, New Age Tactical.
Over and out.